This is part 2 of the information session. What is Compañeros? Compañeros is Wyndham's intra-district two-way dual immersion program. The intra-district part means that students must live in Wyndham or Willimantic in order to be in Compañeros. The two-way part means that we have two groups of students. We have native English speakers learning Spanish and native Spanish speakers learning English in our dual language program. The dual immersion part of the Compañeros definition means that our students are immersed in language. The teacher is not translating when he or she is instructing, so students have a chance to learn the language naturally as they would in an environment where they are immersed in the language. The goals of Compañeros are the same goals that any dual language program has. The first is bilingualism and biliteracy, being able to read and write in both Spanish and English. The second goal is high academic achievement in both languages. And the third goal is sociocultural competence, which to us means that we help our students understand their cultural identity or heritage, and understand that there are many different cultural identities, and in order to get along with everybody and to learn from everybody, we need to respect one another. We are sometimes asked why Wyndham decided to start a dual language program like Compañeros. The answer is because dual language programs are the best programs for students who are learning English as a new language in school. This graph shows the black dotted line as the average performance of native English speakers on a test of English reading. The colorful lines you see are the performance of students who are learning English in school in different kinds of programs. You can see by those two green lines above the dotted line that the only kinds of programs for English learners that show the results of performing as well as or even higher than native English speakers by the end of high school are programs that are dual language programs like Compañeros and Dos Rios in Wyndham. The other colors of lines that you see below the dotted line are the typical results of English learners when they are in other kinds of programs, like being in a classroom where only English is taught without any extra support, or being in a classroom where only English is taught with the support of a teacher of English as an additional language. Because dual language programs like Compañeros and Dos Rios are the only kinds of programs that have been shown in research to help English learners achieve at these high levels, Wyndham chooses to provide these programs so that all our students have the opportunity to achieve at high levels. In order to provide our students with the best opportunities, we have to follow certain rules to ensure a successful dual language program. There are 5 rules that all two-way dual language programs must follow in order to be successful. In order to these, we have to follow certain rules to ensure a successful dual language program. There are 5 rules that all two-way dual language programs must follow in order to be successful. The first is that at least 50% of the instruction must be in the language that is not English. For us, that means Spanish. The second rule is that the languages must be separated. That means that the students have 2 separate times each day to learn in their separate languages. So they learn for part of their day in English and for part of their day in Spanish. The third rule is that there must be a commitment. This commitment is both on the part of the district and on the part of the families. Learning an additional language takes a long time. Research tells us that students take between 5 and 7 years to be able to demonstrate high academic achievement in their second language. This is the reason Wyndham offers dual language programs until 8th grade. We also ask for this commitment on the part of our families. We ask that they be committed to living in Windham or Willimantic at least until their student is in 8th grade, and that they be committed to a dual language education until their child is in 8th grade. The next 2 rules are only for dual language programs that are two-way dual language programs like Compañeros. The 4th rule that we need to follow for Compañeros is keeping a balance of native English-speaking students and native Spanish-speaking students. In order to do this, in the lottery, your student will be identified as an English speaker, a Spanish speaker, or a bilingual speaker. When the lottery is drawn, we try to keep equal numbers of English speakers, Spanish speakers, and bilingual speakers. The last rule is that even though we have these 3 separate groups of students, we want them to spend most or all of their time learning together. Compañeros was the very first dual language program in Connecticut. We've been doing this a long time, since 1993. During that time, there have been changes to the program as we learn more from research or listen to our students, teachers, and families. When we learn how to make our program even better, we make those changes. Over time, we have seen hundreds of students become bilingual and biliterate, develop sociocultural competence, and achieve great things. Some of those changes are recent. For example, our newest dual language program in Windham is called Compañeros Unidos. This program brings together both our Compañeros classes and our Dos Rios classes once they get to the middle school. It combines the students from these 2 programs, which benefits students in both programs. The Compañeros students are able to meet new friends and classmates, and there is an infusion of very strong Spanish speakers who are newer to learning English. The students who start in Compañeros in the elementary school will automatically join Compañeros Unidos when they get to the middle school. In this section, you learned about Compañeros, its goals and requirements, and the reason we have dual language programs here in Windham. All of these are benefits of Compañeros, but just one of them is the reason that dual language programs were created. So why do dual language programs like Compañeros exist? A, to offer students the opportunity to learn about different cultures. B, to teach English-speaking students another language. C, to offer a better education to students learning English at school. Select your answer and click Next to see the next video.